yep. My check. Yes. See it there. Where you say started from top? Alright, start it again. Sweet reggae music in the night, you know? Yeah, man. This day I try to cheer up my spirit, you know? They in a bad mood right now, me I tell you the truth. That music is nice, me not tell no lie. Yeah, man, a lot of things we talk about, you know? Whole heap of things. Crocus bag of things. Get your popcorns ready. Get your cold beer ready. Get your rum and coke ready. Or anything where you drink for that matter, you know? If you don't drink, get some ice water. You know what? Pull it up one more time. Yeah, man, welcome. Good evening, good night. Another Sunday night, right? From the West Coast. And this is your host, Jovi, with wild thoughts, many conversations, many discussions, many point of view, and many opinions. Yeah, man, I got them all. And I'm here to deliver all of it to you tonight. As we say, a lot to talk about because, it's a once a week thing. We not come here every night, and we not come here every day, and we not come here every morning. Yeah, we just come here once a week. Come deliver the news. The way I see it. So, I not really news, and news, but it's not really news. It's news the way I see it. So once you hear it here, you can go research it for yourself and you can form your own opinion and make your own decisions. Right? So that's how we are going to do it. Right? But as me say, we in a bad mood. I tell you, it's a Sunday night. Yeah, man, it's a Sunday night. And we in a bad mood. Why may I tell you? But it'll get better. We're gonna get there. Wanna listen to some music now? The rhythm my name Soil. So down to earth, may I tell you. Alright, see it there. We're not going no further. Right, that's how we stop it. Seeing? Yeah, man, but why me I tell you, I don't even know if it start, Tell you God shoot, I want to go on here so now. Coming now, I make no wrong move here so night then. Make we turn off that right there, so. Yeah, man, because we know I make the wrong move right there, so right now. Because, boy, I tell you, today is Sunday, right? NFL are going on. NFL is going on, I'm telling you. And it's playoff time, so. You win, you move on, you lose, you're out of it. And that's really what happened to my team, where that I was rooting for. Yeah, so I was rooting for the Baltimore Ravens. Because one of my favorite player for that team, the quarterback, Lamar Jackson. So Lamar Jackson is up for now probably his third MVP, most valuable player of the entire National Football League. But boy, does he struggle in the postseason. You can't proverbially get the monkey off him back in the postseason. So this is a divisional round. The Baltimore Ravens versus the Buffalo Bills. And the Buffalo Bills was victorious. They overcame a last-minute run by the Baltimore Ravens. 27-25. And I'm telling you, it hurts. I want nothing more than Lamar to at least end up in the Super Bowl. At least. I want it more. I need it more than I need salvation. I'm telling you. Yeah, I was rooting so much for this guy. So, by extension, I'm rooting for the team. Because if I'm rooting for him to win, then I'm rooting for the team to win. And there's a lot of other good players on the team, but he's the most outstanding. The first half, he didn't play so well. he had an interception, a miscommunication between him and Rashad Bateman. So he pretty much threw it right to the to the to the other guys, right? It was an easy interception, to say the least. Then another one, he fumbled the ball, a broken play. It was a bad snap. You know, the ball got bobbled and he caught it. But as you know, Lamar Jackson, that's Lamar Jackson. You know, he makes spectacular plays, right? Earlier on in the season, something happened like that, and he recovered the bobbled snap, and he scrambled and he threw for a touchdown. This one didn't go like that. This one he caught the bubbles, he recovered the bobbled snap, scrambling around trying to make a play as it usually does. But this one he didn't escape. They got him when he fumbled the ball. So the other team picked it up and they ran it, for, Von Miller to be exact, from the Buffalo Bills. He picked it up and ran it, I think it's to the 20-yard line, the Baltimore 20-yard line. So they had good field position. So they went in for a touchdown. I think Josh Allen, the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills, but Josh Allen is a good quarterback as well. California dude, right? Central Valley dude, big, strong, what you would call corn-fed, white dude. But he's really good. So him and his team moved on to the AFC Championship against the Kansas City Chief. And Lamar Jackson, Baltimore Ravens are going home to get ready for next season. Their season is over. The Ravens came back in the second half, and they pretty much outplayed the Bills. The Bills outplayed them in the first half. They scored 21 points. The Ravens only scored 10. Even though I think the Ravens kind of outplayed them. They were moving the ball pretty freely, up and down the field. It's just that the turnovers, bit them in the butt, to say the least, in the first half. So they came out and they held the Bills, to 6 points, because the Bills only ended up with 27 total points. And the Ravens scored 15. Right? They came out and they literally ran the ball down their throat with Derrick Henry and Hill. And they went down pretty fast and they scored a touchdown. They went for a 2-point conversion. They didn't get it. I think they should have kicked a field goal. Right there, instead of going for the 2-point conversion. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to tie it up so it put pressure on the Bills, and normally when you're playing under pressure, that's when you make mistakes. But I think if they kicked the field goal, it would have been 20-21 instead of 19-20. Right? And I'm gonna tell you why I think further down. I'm gonna tell you why I think it was important that they kick that that field goal, right? It would have been 2021. You know, Bills would have been still up by one, but it would have been really close, right? And it would have still done enough to put the pressure on them, right? Because they did score a field goal in the second half. You know, added 3 points. Now that turned into 24-19. No, actually, yeah, 24-19. Right now, Baltimore is moving down the field again. Right, Lamar threw the ball to his most trusted receiver, his most trusted catcher, the tight end, Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews caught the ball as he normally does, but he spun around, tried to make a play, get more yardage instead of going down. And the defender punched the ball out, and you got a fumble right there. So now the Ravens are off the field again, 19-24, right? So that's a mistake by Mark Andrews, right? The Bills came back on the field. They didn't do much. They hold the ball for a long time because that was their game plan. Their game plan was not, I could see it from afar that their game plan was not to give Lamar Jackson and the Ravens any extensive amount of time on the field to make multiple plays, right? Drive the ball down the field and throw the ball and run the ball over the place. And they also was gung-ho in stopping Derrick Henry. But I don't think they could. I think the Baltimore Ravens stopped Derrick Henry because they didn't give him the ball enough. They should have given the ball some more times because, as I said, they came out in the second half and he ran it down their throat. And even before the second half ended, around the second quarter, he started getting chunks like 8, 9, 10 yards, 12 yards, 11, 9. He was ramping up. So I think they should just still give it to him, and then they would have get to control the clock and keep the Bills off the field. But it worked the reverse way because Josh Allen didn't even throw the ball like that, and he likes to sling it. But their aim was to protect the football and run the ball and chew up the clock. But anyway, they scored 3 more points, so that's 6 points in the 6 points in the second half. With about, actually, they scored 3 in the third, and scored another 3 in the fourth. Field goal, all field goals, and with about 3 minutes and change left. 3 minutes and 20 something. I think it was 30 something seconds left. And Lamar, pretty much, I think he went like 8 of 10 or 8 of 9, throwing the ball. Went down the field, threw another touchdown to Rashad Bateman. Was it Rashad Bateman or Likely? I think it's Rashad Bateman. Right? 25-27, and now they go for another 2-point conversion. And guess what? Lamar Jackson, he decided that he's going to go back to his most trusted receiver again, Mark Andrews. He had a sure touchdown on the goal line, and he bobbled it and dropped it. And there goes the Baltimore Ravens season, gone up into the wind. And I'm at the edge of my seat. Anybody can tell you, I was yelling at the screen for the entire time. And I was so tight because when the TV goes on, when the TV goes on commercial, I would just get up and walk around. I couldn't sit down. It was that intense. I'm telling you, I couldn't sit down. Um, but it was a very I didn't want to say entertaining game. It was an intense game. It was a heavyweight fight, right? Because Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson is in a tight race for the MVP for this season. Many people think that Lamar outduel them, which Lamar outplayed them in this game. He only had uh Josh Allen only had 120 something yards throwing the ball. He mostly did it with his legs, and this is most of the tush push. You know, what I mean, small yardage. He didn't run for chunks. Um, Lamar Jackson, I think he got 150 something yards and then in the first half, and then about 130, 140 in the second half. So he ended up with like over 300 yards and about 2 touchdowns throwing the ball. And yeah, so Lamar outplayed Josh Allen in this game. It's just sad that they came up because you know what? His go to guys didn't come up for him. And I'm telling you, if that was Travis Kelsey would have made that play for Patrick Mahomes. If you watch like previous playoffs, even the last AFC championship between the Baltimore Ravens last season, between the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs, like Travis Kelsey was just coming up with a whole bunch of broken plays and a whole bunch of ball bobbled and I fell on my back and all of a sudden the ball hit me in my mouth and I caught it, kind of deal, right? He was just making plays for his quarterback. He wasn't gonna make his quarterback lose. He wasn't gonna let his quarterback lose, and I think that Mark Andrews he came up small in this game, really small. The moment was too big for him. A lot of people is gonna blame it on Lamar. I don't blame it on Lamar because his turnovers was really early and it was inconsequential. They only scored like 7 points off one of the turnovers, off the fumble, you know. But turnovers in the first half, unless you have like like half dozen, like 4, you know what I mean, and they score a ton of points. I don't think it matters that much. I think that Mark Andrews loses the game for them. I mean, they're gonna take it on the chin. They're gonna take it together as a team, but I think Mark Andrews is a culprit in this one. I know they're gonna tear Lamar Jackson a new one because yet again he hasn't made it deep in the playoffs. But I don't know what to say. Then hey, try again next year. That's all I can say. But yeah, he's hurt. They're hurt. I'm hurt because my team lost. My quarterback lost. I'm a Raider fan, by the way. I'm just rooting for Lamar Jackson. So by extension, I root for the team. So who am I gonna root for now? You have Jaden Daniels, in the NFC Championship, they beat the NFC, the number one NFC team yesterday, the Detroit Lions, and now they're playing Philadelphia Eagles. So, and he's a California dude too. And Josh Allen, he's a California dude. I'm gonna go ahead and root for Josh Allen over Patrick Mahomes, and then on the other side, I would like to see Jaden Daniels. I don't have anything about against Jalen Hurts, but I want to see Jaden Daniels, make it to the Super Bowl as a rookie. You know, I want to see him cap off an already great season. So that's where that stands. You know, I'm having the Sunday evening blues because of my whole, sports thing, football thing. Okay, but I guess I can say it's a good game after all. But it was very intense, very intense. Yeah. Okay, transitioning. You know, good news. Another good news for all Jamaicans, all Rastafarians, all Pan Africanists, and I would say all black people. This is very significant. You know, today is the last day for President Biden in office. His last day in office for President Joe Biden. So, like any other president, they normally pardon some people, once solicited, right? So, one of the people that solicited, or they solicited on the behalf of him, was Marcus. How should I say? Is the Right Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, the national hero of Jamaica. First national hero of Jamaica, right? But one who is held most dear by the Rastafarians, because who knows no, but you would know that if you know, you would know that the Rastafarian movement is in all virtue an extension of the Marcus Garvey movement, right? And that's the movement that actually birthed, and the idea and the concept, right, of Marcus Garvey teachings that actually birthed Rastafarianism, A lot of the things that he would say, that, hey, look, if the white man want to praise Jesus Christ, make them praise Jesus Christ. And if the Israelites want to say, dear God, through whatever them see God, let them do it. But we as black people must see God through our own self. And we must look to Africa for that representative. Right? And when Rastafari Makonnen was crowned King of King, Lord of Lord, conquering Lion of Judah, and elect of God in Ethiopia, the Rastafarian choose that king as their king, and through which they're gonna see their God are their best example. Because not all Rastafarians see Haile Selassie as God. Some of them see him as the best example, that they can follow as a black man and as an African. Through that comes a lot of movements. Malcolm X. Malcolm X's parents was one of the first followers of Marcus Garvey. But the people don't know that. Right? Which Malcolm X kind of teach the same thing, self-reliance, and them type of things. See God through your own spectacles, as Marcus Garvey would have said. Hence why, he reject the oppressor's religion and turned to Islam, right? But anyway, Marcus Garvey was tried, convicted on mail fraud. I think it was 20 cent mail fraud, and he was deported to Jamaica. You know, and throughout that time until present, until just until Joe Biden pardoned him right now. Marcus Mosiah Garvey had a criminal record in the United States of America. And there has been a lot of people over the years petitioning on his behalf to get that record expunged or pardoned, and they didn't have much success. They even tried Obama. Obama never pardoned him. So that's a good look for Joe Biden, you know. The Rastafarians are gonna always remember you for that. Jamaicans are gonna always remember you for that. And it's a good look for the Rastafarians. It's a good look for Jamaicans as well. That our first national hero is once and for all, you know, free of that conviction, right? But it's well documented in history, so I don't think anybody's gonna forget about it. You know, but we can start writing the history, move forward. You can just call this the New Testament of Marcus Garvey or something, you know. So something like that. But that's very significant and very welcome news, right? Make we still stay at Jamaica now. So we have I interviewed the other day. The Fix did I interview the other day. Well, they did multiple interviews. Because they traveled to the States. And one of the people that they interviewed was CMR, who was recently in the news for not so great news. Right? He was alleged to have committed lewd and lascivious acts against a minor. Right? He was recently cleared of those charges. And as he said, possible charges. He said he wasn't charged. Those were possible charges. The interview wasn't that revealing, you know. It was more of how he's doing in his personal life and not too much about the subject. Because as he said, because the others that are involved are our family member, he's not going to discuss in depth what really happened. So I can understand that. You know. But he also went on to say that a lot of people, you know, a lot of the vloggers and, you know, YouTubers and these people never really, you know, they gave him a bad flack, you know, for the alleged situation. But I'm like, CMR, I'm one of them, but I never gave you a bad flag, you know. So anywhere you see this, just go find my video that I did on the subject. I said it was a he say, she say situation. That's gonna be hard to prove. Whether you did it or not, right? The court say you're innocent, so I'm gonna say you're innocent, right? You haven't been proven guilty, so you're still cloaked under the banner of innocence, right? But I said it, you know, that's something hard to prove, and somebody could just grab their private, and that's constitute lewd and lascivious because it also involve touching yourself. You know what I mean? I don't think that was the exact accusations, but it's hard to prove. The only thing I said that probably on the negative side that you had a public defender. And that probably is not going to go over well for you. You should probably hire and pay a lawyer to represent you. That was probably the only negative I said. So find the video. You know, once you type in JMRB Media, you can find all my videos. You know, you may have to skip and rewind and haul and pull up and come again and, you know, till you find it. But you'll find it, you know. It's out there. You know? Yeah, you'll find it. So I never given a bad flack. You know? I was more I think I was in a better understanding. I had a better understanding of the situation and how it might play out. You know? And that's what I expressed. You know? Most people, you know, is quick to jump to conclusions and form accusations and all these things and a lot of mix up and sus, but I was one of those. I was one of the, you know, looking at it as from a legal standpoint and how it might play out, and it played out as I thought it would. As I said, the court say you're innocent, so I'm gonna say you're innocent because you're still presumed innocent until proven guilty. So you haven't been proven guilty, so I'm gonna say you're innocent. I'm gonna leave it at. I could have said other things, but I'm gonna leave it right there. You know, we have to respect the court because the court is the final judge, at least right now here, right now. Right? The court is the final judge. Right? And they say you're innocent, so therefore I have to say you're innocent. So all we can just say move on with your life and just make sure you keep your head up and keep your head straight. And if you need therapy, go to get some therapy. And if you need God, go find God. With whatever or whosoever that God figure may be in your life, because this is not the first the item in the media for, you know, for something unbecoming. So I would say find yourself and find yourself spiritually. You don't have to be God neither. Just make sure you find yourself spiritually. Or cleanse yourself spiritually. You don't have to be God neither, because not everything spiritual have to involve God. You can just be finding your own self. You know? So that way I say. Yeah, man. Yeah, so our next thing now. I mean, not going on no particular order. More and touch a little bit on the Fox Sports One story that broke not so long ago, where there's a lawsuit pursued by one of the makeup artists, and it involved some prominent persons. One of them is Skip Bayless. And who knows Skip Bayless, I know of Skip Bayless, know that Skip Bayless was the one who started First Take. And First Take is probably one of the best, or probably the number one sports show out there right now. You know, which Stephen A. Smith is the point man for that one right now. And over there you have Molly Quorum. Who else you have? Dan Orlovsky. Cam Newton is over there. Skip also started Undisputed with Shannon Sharp on Fox Sport 1 just to see him. And that show was prominent until they broke that one up. Yeah, that was very popular. Now Shannon Sharp is over there on First Take with Stephen A. Right? And many others. Right? But we're talking about Fox, right? So it is alleged that Skip Bayless, the undisputed champion, no, he's not the undisputed champ, but he is one of the hosts, or was one of the hosts of Undisputed alongside Shannon Sharp. But he's alleged to have offered the makeup artist who's accusing him $1.5 million to have sex with him. That's quite an allegation. Right? Stephen A. came out in his defense though. Stephen A. said that the Skip Bayless he knew, wouldn't offer somebody $15, much less $1.5 million. So he's in defense of Skip Bayless, but to the extent that that he's just saying that's not the person I knew, right? And he left it there. He didn't go any further, right? Do I think he offered $1.5 million for sex? Nah. That's my opinion, though. I think you take off the $1 million. And that left what? 500,000? Yeah, 500,000. If you take off 2 zeros off of that. What's that? 5,000? Yeah, probably that. If he offered her anything, if it's even true, who knows? But he might have offered her something. If he did, he might have offered something. But I don't think it's $1.5 million. You know what? Sometime women, and I'm gonna say women. Women will say things sometimes that put them at the mighty God level, all the way up here. You know what I mean? Because $1.5 million means that, hey, look, I'm that good looking, I'm that desirable, that somebody would offer me $1.5 million for sex. So even giving her the benefit of the doubt and say he did offer her some money. I don't know Skip Bayless, but watching him on TV and the things I heard about Skip Bayless, just from people who interact with him, that he doesn't strike me as that person. But say he did it, say he have that one off day or off moment or moments, and he offered her some money. I don't think it's to the extent of $1.5 million. I think she embellished a number to put herself in a good light, to make her seem, desirable. Because I've seen her picture, and I'm telling you, she's not Halle Berry. So yeah, she's not Halle Berry. Yeah, those are Halle Berry figures. $1.5 million, but it's a sketchy situation, because there's a lot of people that tied up in that lawsuit, and one of the people that was mentioned in the lawsuit was former Undisputed host, former Speak host, and these are sports shows that I'm talking about. And now, actually, is she former Speak? No, she's current Speak host. Joy Taylor. She's alleged to having entanglements with a Fox executive, and many are saying that's how she got where she got. She's also alleged to having entanglements with one of her co-hosts or former co-host, Emmanuel Acho, who is a former NFL player. No, let's talk about her entanglements or alleged entanglements with the executive. Or let's say higher up. My opinion on that is that that's not new. That's been happen. That no, that yeah, that's been happening, and it's gonna continue to happen because people are more likely to form relationships, whether friendship or intimate relationships, with people who they're closely working with, or where they spend most of their time with, who they're in, whomever they share the same environment with. So whether it's in the workplace, if you spend a lot of time, with somebody in the gym, there's a good chance that you may connect with somebody in the gym that y'all work out in the same gym a lot. Whether you play on the same sports team, you go to the same school, you're in the military, things like that. So it doesn't look good. It shouldn't happen, right? From a moral standpoint. But it's going to continue to happen. We have to continue to hold, the line against it, because it wouldn't go over well if you start having workplace, turn into like a huge sex fest. So we still have to continue to hold the line on that, from a moral standpoint, but it's nothing that's going to stop anytime soon. I don't think it will ever stop. Right? I've seen it almost everywhere I have worked. We have lower level employees, in relationship with higher level employees. And I'm talking about the up the hierarchy or up the chain of command. I've seen it in the military. Where you might see somebody in the higher chain of command, and then they so happen to give you their number. Say, for example, Joe Schmo, give you their number, and I'm using fictitious names here just to put it out there. Joe Schmo give you their number for whatever reason. You and them have to talk or connect on whatever subject matter it is. They will give you their number, and then you tap that number in your phone, you save it, and all of a sudden you see a picture, probably on, back in the day, what I used to see, the familiar app I used to see it on was Tango. I don't know if anybody remember Tango. Tango was pretty much out there before WhatsApp. Or probably was more popular before WhatsApp. It was back then. It was Tango and Skype, right? But then you will see a picture of, Joe Schmo and Elizabeth Jenkins. Why am I using these English names? Yeah, but Elizabeth Jenkins, up in arms. You're like, hold on, I didn't know that. I didn't see that. But it happens. And Joe Schmo might be higher up, and Elizabeth is, probably on the same level or you are lower, and it happens. Right? And sometimes people know, sometimes people know, but, and I'm saying people in the chain of command who can do something about it, they know, but Nothing is done because simply because nobody has complained about it. Sometimes people will deal with things only if you come across their desk. If it doesn't come across my desk, then I'm not going to deal with it. Kind of thing. And that's both in the military, as I've seen it, and also in my civilian workplace where I have worked. So, Fox Sports is no exception. People are gonna hook up. Anywhere a man and woman is gonna a man and woman are. They're gonna hook up. So in that way, it's a non-issue for me. And who can remember Barbara Walters? She's in heaven right now, hopefully. But she wrote a book before. She is a prominent media person, news anchor, talk show host, or TV show host, and a whole bunch of things, right? She was very popular. And she wrote a book about, and in the book, she mentioned all the people she slept with up the ladder. Because I think she was one of the first female anchor or something like that. I think so. I think she was the first female news anchor. And she chronicled, that, hey, and she was, I think she did a interview on it too. And she was like, yeah, Sam so-and-so, yeah, that one. I slept with him too. And Hugh so-and-so, yeah, I slept with him too. And she chronicled in the book how many people she slept with up the ladder, and that's what she had to do. But she was, at that point, she was in her old age, and she didn't care. And she wrote a tell-all, and she did tell all. So it's not that it's not like it's been happening now. It's been happening way back. And it's gonna continue to happen now. It's gonna continue to happen in the future. So it's not a new thing. Joy Taylor is also alleged to be hooking up or sleeping with or in entanglements with Emmanuel Acho, one of her co-host. There I say again, right? People working together, people are gonna take a liking together to each other, and hookup is gonna happen. But even with the Barbara Walters things, or the Joy Taylor sleeping with her superior, sometimes you have your wife and your girlfriend or your significant other, your spouse, or what you want to call it, and they're working, and you see them advancing, and they're advancing at rapid pace. Sometimes you have to wonder. They're advancing up the ladder, and you're wondering, hey, what the hell are you climbing on? Are you climbing on a ladder, or are you climbing, what is it that you're climbing on that make you reach where you reached so far? Are so fast. So that begs to wonder, sometimes, your spouse is out there working and they're advancing and quickly or bigly, as Trump would say, right? And that begs to wonder, like, what are they climbing on? You would hope they're actually climbing up the ladder and not something else. So there's a video out there with Joy Taylor saying that you know, she been through a lot and she overcome a lot, you know, to get where she's at. But I think Emmanuel Acho is saying she come over a lot. I gotta throw that one in there. Yeah, she overcome in her mind. She overcome a lot, and in Emmanuel Acho's mind, she come over a lot, and that's how you got to where you got. But I have zero issues with it, man, because it's been happening and it's gonna continue to happen. So it's really a non-issue. But I still gotta touch it, you know, and share my opinion on it. That and Joy Taylor is good looking, you know, very busty, and you'll see pictures, you know, out there of her, you know, like she's taking like I don't want to say, and I I wouldn't say nude, but you can say that she's in touch with her feminine side, and she likes to show off her attributes, you know, and I would say physical attributes, you know, and to me there's nothing wrong with that, and people close to her is gonna see that and like that, and she's gonna see people that she likes too. And especially with the lawsuit though, like yeah, I've seen women in the workplace, you know. I've seen married men touch other women in the workplace, and I've seen men or unmarried men touch married women in the workplace, you know, in a sexual way. And I've seen married men touch married women in the workplace in a sexual way. And nothing came of it. You know, she laughs and she giggles and, you know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. And I say that to say this, you know what I mean? Yeah, women are going to sue who they don't like. Are they going to form complaints about against who they don't like? If they like you, or whomever they like can do just about anything and get away with it. As it relates to touching and laughing and giggling and sexual overtures, right? I'm trying not to use all the big words out here because I'm really trying to make this podcast very simple so everybody can jive in with me. Even though I want to attract the intellectuals, but don't worry, I'll get there. Yeah, sexual overtures, right? And I've seen, you know, dudes get away with that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? And simply because, you know, she likes him, you know? And it's only a pity that he's married or she's married or whatever the case may be, right? Not to say that they act and carry on with anything else. It's just that, hey, look, it's a pity, you know, like Tanya Stevens, it's a pity, yeah. You know, me already have a wife, blah blah blah. Yeah, them type of things. So we'll see how it works out. You know what I mean? I think the $1.5 million is too exorbitant, though. I think it's more like 15,000. You know what I mean? But she got to put a number out there to make herself look appealing, and that's my opinion on it. You know, but they say she chronicle everything. She write everything down. in a journal. But then again, how does that hold up in court? I don't know. How do you prove that it was written when you said it was written? I don't know. We'll see. All right. Without staying too long on that topic, I got my notes here. So, let's see what else we want to talk about. Well, since we're there, America, we're gonna stay in America. See? So tomorrow is inauguration day, right? Is it the 20th tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow is the 20th, right? Yeah, so tomorrow is inauguration. So Donald Trump will officially be the president of the United States once again. And it's left to see how that is going to play out. Me personally, I think it's going to be a much smoother presidency than, his first presidency. I don't think he's going to come under attack quite as much as his first presidency by, the other side, the Democrats. I think they're going to let him be the president because they simply find out that they can't win. Right? He kind of outmaneuvered them in that regard. So they kind of give in. To me, it looks like they kind of give in to, hey, look, you're going to be the president for the next 4 years, and we'll see how that goes, and then we'll just come back stronger next time, whomever it is that we're running against, right? Hopefully you don't do something crazy to make it you again, type of thing. But I think it's going to be a much smoother presidency. He's going to get to carry out his agenda, whatever that agenda is. Many wanted to be a nationalist agenda, and some wanted to be a white nationalist agenda, right? But we will see how that play out, right? And with that, Elon Musk came under a lot of fire because Elon Musk helped him bigly, as he would say. Elon Musk helped him bigly to win that election to the tune of about $250 million. So that $250 million, that's what, $250 billion, $1 million? Yeah, $250 million. That's a lot of money, right? So what Elon Musk got for it, he got a position, to head up the DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency. So Elon Musk is supposed to weed out all the excess, as they like to call it, the deep state, which most people say is a lot of the three-letter words and four-letter words, acronyms, agencies. Right? So Elon Musk is tasked with making that sector of the government or the of government more efficient, which pretty much they're saying just fire a bunch of them, right? And get rid of some of these agencies. That's basically what they're saying. Elon Musk came under fire though from a prominent MAGA Republican, I should say, Steve Bannon. Which Steve Bannon caught a case on the behalf of Trump the last time around because he failed to appear in front of I think it was Congress when they were doing the whole January 6th inquirement kind of deal. He failed to respond to a subpoena, so he got jailed because of it. Right. However, Elon Musk, he's into he wants to bring in, immigrants, what he called trained and because and let me back up a little bit. Part of the whole rhetoric, on the MAGA side was that, we're getting a lot of immigrants who are not trained and not qualified. I heard somebody said before that we're immigrating a lot of leaf blowers. So that was their argument, or that was their diplomatic argument to kind of get everybody on the side of less immigrants, right? But now Elon Musk said, okay, well, I can get you some trained immigrants. Let's import some, or let's get some. I don't want to say import because that sounds like commodity, right? Let's get some Indians over here. Can work in the tech industry because they're highly trained. They're some of the best tech people, and they want them to give what's the name of the visa again? Let me see if I'll find it. Let me see if I'll find it here. Yo, okay, H-1B visa. Right? So far, it seemed like Donald Trump sided with him on that front. Right? But Steve Bannon and a lot of MAGA Republicans are against it. They say hire Americans. And Steve Bannon accused, Elon Musk and pretty much send him back to Africa. So go back to South Africa. You're a racist white South African. Right? So pretty much they're saying just hire Americans, but mainly white Americans. And Steve Bannon also wanted him to not have a prominent position in the Trump administration. So one of his comments was to the tune, I'm paraphrasing here, that hey, look, you helped us win. We welcome that, and we welcome you as part of the movement, but you have to start at the back of the class. And I'm like, Steve, nobody is gonna invest $250 million and stay at the back of nowhere. You can literally see Elon moving through the crowd like, excuse me, rubbing shoulder with everybody in there, a crowded room. Excuse me, I'm going up at the front. I'm the highest donor. I'm the biggest investor. Things like that. Like, Elon Musk is not going to be at the back of the class, and Trump is not going to let him because Trump is mainly transactional. Right? Trump is mainly transactional. And the Democrats are waiting for this breakup between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. And I'm saying is not gonna happen. Cause Trump like a lot of things about Elon Musk. He have 250 million reasons to like Elon Musk. Okay? And the Twitter files thing, you know, the the Twitter files that Elon Musk released kind of corroborate a lot of what Trump was saying back then about, the Hunter Biden laptop. That turned out to be true. That there was damning things in there. That could have probably shaped that election another direction. So Elon Musk saw a lot of that when he bought out Twitter, now X, and he turned over those to, I think it's Jim Jordan, and they put it out there for the public to see some of the shenanigans that happened behind the scenes. So Trump liked that. Steve Bannon liked that too. But he's not gonna stop at the back. But and I think that if Trump should choose one of you, he's gonna choose Elon Musk, because you took a charge for him, yes. But anybody, if you have people around you, and you know who the hothead is, the one, I'm not saying Steve is a hothead, but you have. Sometimes you have friends around you, you have friends in your entourage, and you have the hothead one that would take a charge for you like any day. Like, I would knock somebody out, and I would take a charge for you, right? You have those people. But who you gonna choose at the end of the day is not gonna be the hot-headed one. It's gonna be the one who is calm, the one who has the money, who has the influence, who can get you places, right? So I think if Trump is gonna choose one of them, he's gonna choose Musk. And to me, that's how it's gonna come down. So on that front, I want to say to Steve Bannon, just come down now, please. You're not gonna get rid of Musk. He said he's gonna take him down, but I think it's impossible. Not with Trump. Being there. Is the H1B1 visa is gonna work? I don't know. Is that gonna come to fruition? I don't know. Probably they figure something else out. You know. Musk say he needs those people. He pretty much say we don't have those skills, or we don't have much of those skills in the United States. So we would welcome them, but who knows how that's gonna work out. But the main point I wanted to touch on was the strife, or the battle between Steve Bannon and Elon Musk. And I think Elon is going nowhere. He's gonna be at the front of the class, and he might turn out to be the class captain because he has over 250 million reasons to be. Okay, and that's that. All right, we could go back down to Jamaica. I know. Cause we're there in the vein of politics, we could stay in our politics. So you have a look thing I go on, I know, in the media regarding the People's National Party. A lot of people call it the hush money saga. Right? The People's National Party, they had or have a strong momentum going into the elections that is going to come up at some point this year. The constitutional date is September of this year, but I think they have like a 3-month extension as to when the current prime minister has to call the election, Andrew Holness. So under the leadership of Mark Golden, as I say, Mark Jefferson Golden, the People's National Party has strong momentum. As a matter of fact, they're leading in the polls. And they and that's after, the shellacking that they took in the last general election in 2020, right? The JLP had won about 49 seats versus, let me see, 63. How many? What, 13? Is it 13 or 14? Yeah, 49 to 4. Yeah, 60. Yeah, 14. So PNP has 14 seats in the House of Representatives, which means that they have 14 member of parliament. For those who don't know Jamaican politics, the House of Representatives, the member of parliament, is made up by the member of parliaments, right? But anyway, the PNP came under fire because they decided to change a candidate in Central Kingston, right? This representative by the name of Lawrence Rowe. So it's reported that the People's National Party, they have a fitness test or an integrity test, or our committee within the People's National Party. It's an internal thing. It's a party internal thing that they put their candidates through. Check their background, criminal record, history, all the above and more, to see if they can stand up to scrutiny as it relates to integrity in the public or in the elections. It is reported that he had failed, Lawrence Rowe had failed some of those scrutiny. Because he has some issues. And I listened the full interview that he did with Nationwide, Cliff Hughes to be exact, on Nationwide. And he himself said that he had some stuff going through the court. And one of the reasons, he had some issues with a police officer and something like that. So based on some of those things, the leadership of the People's National Party decided that, hey, look, you're not a good candidate this time around. So they decided to replace him. And he didn't like that. So he came out, and he said that they offered him a position once the People's National Party, because it's speculated that the People's National Party will win the next election. And once they win, hey, look, you can get a cabinet, you can get a Senate seat, because those seats Senates are appointed, right? So you can get a Senate seat, and it's alleged that they offered him, and I think they promised him some committee positions. That you can sit on the I think it was agency. They say, hey, look, you did some significant work in the party. We're not gonna throw you to the side. We just don't want you to represent us as a member of parliament, but we will offer you a Senate seat and we'll give you a position, to head up like one of the agencies that will come under the government's remit. It's also alleged that he was offered $15 million. So the opposition is going to take that, which is the current government, right? Because they are on the fence right now as it relates to the politics. So they're going to take that and they're going to create a lot of, media firestorm out of it. The guy did some interviews, that Lawrence Rowe, and I listened to the interview and I kind of formed my opinion on it. For one, the PNP oftenly attack the JLP about corruption. I myself attack the JLP about corruption because a lot of the corruption is in your face, right? But this one, I don't think is corruption, and I'm gonna tell you why. Deal making are done in politics. Internally. Just like I just talked about, Elon Musk donated some money to help Donald Trump win the election. And for that, Donald Trump turned around and said, I am what do you want? And Elon Musk said, I want Doge. And he got Doge. Right? I want to make government more efficient. That's my shtick. Right? That's the fight that I want to fight. Right? So there's nothing wrong with making deals. I remember former Governor Christie, when he helped Donald Trump win the election, Christie did an interview, and he said that when he helped Donald Trump win his first election, Donald Trump didn't even believe that he was going to win. And then he said that he was lost. And he said Donald Trump invited him to Mar-a-Lago, and they're on the golf cart, and Donald Trump was kind of taken aback, to say if you will, or probably was amazed that he actually won. And he was like, man, I can't believe I won. And then he looked at Christie like, hey, you helped me so much. What do you want? And I think Christie said he told him what he wanted at the time, but it just didn't work out. It wasn't possible at that point in time. But deal makings are made, and these are internal affairs that, hey, look, we don't want you up front, but we like you. You have some skills. We want to keep you. So when this come along, you can get this. And these are job positions, because these are appointments, right? So when you win an election, you can appoint anybody in a position that you want, right? Providing they stand up to the scrutiny, and then the governor general would have to sign off on it, to make it official. But the leadership would have that capacity, and they can kind of scheme as to how they want to form their cabinet before they actually win an election. So in the event they win an election, they're not going around like chicken with heads cut off. They can pre-plan that and try to figure out what talents they have around them and where they want to pre-position those talents, or position those talent when it come to the 9th hour. So I don't see anything wrong with them offering him a position, and I guess he said they offer him the positions or the appointments in the event they win the election for him to just keep quiet, because obviously he was upset. He felt like he did a lot of groundwork in the community and he wanted to represent the people, and it didn't work out that way. So And I guess they did some polling too. I think the party did some polling and realized that he wasn't gonna pan out against, the opposition, or the Jamaica Labour Party representative. And that's a seat that actually they said that was actually Michael Manley's seat back in the day. And he got taken over by the Jamaica Labour Party, and I think it's in 2020. So now they're trying to win it back. So they did a poll and realized that, hey, look, this candidate is not strong in this constituents. See, so I'm going to replace him with somebody that we deem is stronger, and also there are some issues that you have that is barring you from doing so. So here, what we like you, and how I know that they like him, because he actually used to work in one of Mark Golan and Peter Bunting firm. He said that he used to work in one of their firm. So I can see that it's a person that they like, but I think he needs to be patient because he looks pretty young. He needs to be patient. You still have time. Politics is pretty much for old people, right? Meaning that there's a lot of longevity in it. So he seemed pretty young, pretty upset, but pretty young. And I just think he should have just. I think he resigned from the party. Of course, the other party is going to push for him to resign and come over to them because they want the PNP secrets. You know? So they want him to jump ship. So, he can't wait his turn. So I don't know what they promised him on the other side, but he went over there. But I just think he should wait his turn. Or wait for another try. That's what he should have done. Because your outburst doesn't prove loyalty. And you have to show loyalty. To me, in politics, you have to show loyalty on some level because people are looking at that. So yes, you may go over the other side and you may be unsuccessful. It's the same because you come from over here and you wasn't loyal. You pretty much burned the house down, and run out by yourself and escape, by yourself. And that's not a good thing, in my view. You know what I mean? I listen to the interview now. I tell you the truth. I don't know which one I am family them plant sugar, I don't know which one I am family member them plant sugar cane. But somebody in our family, plant cane because him just come off kinda, sweet, kinda not no not no wrong with where well, a your thing. Me not bash your feet, but him come off kinda, sugary. Very sugar. Him come off kinda sugary. Me I listen to the interview. So them type of people that is very expressive sometimes and very flamboyant in them expression. And very feisty and very in your face. And sometimes them just can't take loses. But what I said is wait a turn, my lad. Me not attack you because me no labor right and me no PNP. Me just look on the entirety of the situation. And I'm saying there's no controversy there. There's no controversy there. Deal makings are made all the time in politics, internally and externally. Right? I remember with the constitutional reform thing when it became a mess. I remember PJ Patterson did a speech, and he talked about the Vale Royal talks, right? And he said that's the place that him and Edward Saga used to go, and that's where they would hammer out certain deals, and that's how they would talk over things and come to agreement. That's how he would get Edward Saga to agree some of his things, and that's how he would kind of capitulate to some of the things that Edward Saga wanted at the time. And they make a deal. So yes, you make deal internally, you make deal externally, you make deal with the opposition. So to me there's no controversy there, and I mean I see where them say them thief money and game it, right? Them say no, them never give him, them never offer him no money. But may I say if you admit, because Dr. Dayton Campbell who did an interview as well, and he said he did offer him the positions, but stopped short of saying he offered him the money. But I feel like you probably offer him the money. It's probably not something you want to say in the public, but you probably offer him the money. You know? But whose money? I don't think it's government money, because they're not in the government. It's party money, so them can't spend it how they want to spend it. Right? So there's no controversy there. I don't see anything untoward about that, to be honest with you. It's internal politics, and they're trying to figure out who they want to put in where they want to put them. So, as I said, there's nothing wrong with that. Another thing in our politics, Delroy Chuck, the infamous Minister of Justice, him under some media storm too, for a comment that he said to during the most recent Integrity Commission Oversight Committee meeting. Which I personally think they're wasting time in these committee meetings, because they're not really asking the right question, and they're not really dealing with the right issues, in my view. Because the oversight committee is to make sure that the Integrity Commission is a well-oiled machine. But instead, they've sit there questioning the Integrity Commission about the laws that they themselves form. Not the Integrity Commission form it, them who are asked the question form the law, or put it into law, vote it into law, and sign it and seal it, right? So them are ask the Integrity Commission to have mercy, because the Integrity Commission pretty much capture them lead and have him under pressure. And now they are trying to tear down everything, and they are trying to rip up the Integrity Commission Act. And the Corruption Prevention Act. They might try to tear up everything. And the question they ask and the challenges that they're putting forward is not worth challenging. You know what I mean? These things are documented into law, and we say sign and seal already. Right? And should have been worked out before they go into law. So it simply means that you guys are just ramming things through, properly debate the thing them. So when you go into law, then only thing you should be looking at is try to strengthen the law. But you left the law. As me saying, in Jamaica, I think we need some dentists to write the law, because a lot of these laws where them are right no really have no teeth in it. So anyway, Delroy Chuck, he came out and he said that he advised the parliamentarians, because as well reported, that there was like 8 people under investigation for illicit enrichment, and the Jamaica Labour Party is kind of have them back against the wall because they have been labeled a corrupted party. They might try to fend that off of them, but it kind of stick. Right? So him say no, that him advised his parliamentarians not to divulge information about their spouse, income and earnings, which is a breach of the law of the Integrity Commission Act. I think it's Article 40 of the Integrity Commission Act, or Section 40. Right, that cover that part of it, and it says that you should disclose your spouse's and children income as are known to you. Paraphrasing here, So he must say no. Him advise them not to disclose that because I feel like say the Integrity Commission is too fast. Them shouldn't ask, but them should have me I represent and me in a politics. My family member in a politics. I mean, in politics, I mean, if you ask, am I income for the city? But clearly, that law is there to prevent politicians from hiding, from stealing and hiding wealth or assets or stolen assets or illicit assets, whether in money or anything of value, in their spouses and children's name. That's what's there. That's there for read rocket. You don't need rocket scientists to tell you that or show you that But anyway, him come say, him tell them not to disclose because them too fast, and him I say you can't disclose what you don't know. But may I say you're supposed to know. You might not know your kids, because your kids might move out of the house. Cause them say I think them say when your kids turn 18, you can't really disclose your kids, but before that, if them at work and they have money, or if you put anything in that trust and with them and if you disclose it. Right? Me not see nothing wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that. Him see something wrong with it though. So me I wonder, how him a the Minister of Justice, the principal person that is in charge of justice and lawmaking, that interpret the law, interpret the Constitution, and interpret any act, and also advise the government don't know the law. Or if him know the law now, uphold the law and not convincing his peers to uphold the law. May I wonder? But so no wonder why you see Andrew Holness have so much constitutional blunders. Whenever him go to constitutional court is always a weapon failure. Even the other day when he sued the Integrity Commission, he had 28 issues on the board and he only got 3. A couple of them the IC conceded on and say, yo, make him go on. Make him go on. Just let him through. And the judge say, alright, make we hear about it. Because you have the wrong people advising you, and him supposed to advise the Prime Minister as it relates to constitutional issues and law issues. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know Rasta. I tell you, Jamaica is not a real place. Because if him say you can't disclose what you know, all it simply means that you and your spouse must sit down and fill out your integrity commission form whenever it's time to disclose your income and assets and earnings. All you have to do, you know, is that if are your wife, you know, or are your husband, if it's a female on the other side, you know, and you call up your kids and say, yo, send me some documents, me I fill out some paperwork you have to send in. Them need to know where you earn and this and that and because them try to keep you honest. That's a simple thing, you know. Or maybe where them are run from is that them not really thief, but you know, make them seem that powerful, because when you have a institution where hold you accountable, you know, then you don't seem that powerful no more. Cause long gone are the days when politicians just powerful, so now you're really coming like a servant. Because now you have to run around and pony up documents and submit it for sure so you're not thief. Some other powers there are pull at you. You know, so maybe at that too. Maybe at that. But me gonna say the other thing. Maybe I have something to hide. If you're not to hide, you don't show everything, you know. You know? If you're not to hide, just show everything. You know? Me is a Jamaican. Me want to see everything. So, clearly, him and his peers has been undermining the law from the get-go. So probably all of them need to be under investigation for withholding information. Dalrymple is in the court right now. The MP for South Trelawney. She's in the court right now for not disclosing information. So maybe all of them need to be investigated for not disclosing the information. All of them, all 49 of them, probably. And let's do all 63 of them now. We could see how it play out. All 63. Because there's other levels of corruption, you know, because it's not only the elected officials have to submit, you know, you have the permanent secretaries, as long as they make a certain amount of money, they have to do these things. They have to fill out these, you know, transport authority, all these people. They have to submit their income, assets, and earnings as well. But right now, it's good that they're focusing on the elected officials. We want them focus on the people them where we hire. Because I know we hire the other people, you know, we hire them and they hire the other people. You see it work? So the people where we hire, we want the integrity commission focus, and I'm happy that they're focusing on it. We have to clean up the corruption from somewhere. We have to start at the top. You know, like when you sweep out your house, you start upstairs and you sweep out upstairs, you sweep you downstairs. And then now you can sweep everything out. You get me? I say, and even if you will clean your house, I don't see nobody will clean the house and then clean the downstairs first. You clean upstairs, you clean up all the bedroom and the bathroom and the thing them, hallway and closet and everything, fold up everything, spread up bed and wash out toilet and bath and face base and everything, right? And then you come downstairs and you probably start from kitchen, go around and living room, and so we like that them are focused on that area and them just steadfast and this area right here, the government, the elected officials, stay on them, focus on them, and clean it up there first, and then you move on to the next part of it now. So them people not get where yet, you know. Them people don't get where unless them quit them job. Permanent secretaries and all them people will head up the agencies, you know, the deep state, how would I call them. You know, the bureaucracy. Them no escape yet. But you have to focus. Mocha just raided a PNP office too. The mayor, I think at the mayor office somewhere in a St. Catherine. I think a South Catherine or something like that. But them under some fire too. With corruption. So we want like corruption. We don't care where them come from. We don't care if them a PNP or JLP or UIC and all them. We want them out, man. So do all of the 63 of them. You know? And who come out clean. Who come out dirty and muddy, we show with them. You know? And yeah, man. I just so me feel like so if we left it. You know? Yeah, man. That's me feel like if we left it, man. So you say left it there, so? Yeah, man, that's how we're going to left it, you know. So you wanna? And enjoy the rest of the night. And it's been a blast. You know? Talking to you. And voicing my opinion the way I see it. And these pressing and some trivial issues. Yeah, man, see it there? All right. Like we left it there, so we're there up on the side. See it there?